Hello, welcome to the Voxel Gotham series. In this episode, we are going to be looking at the Gotham City Bank. In Arkham City, there is this very tall building in the background. Honestly, it might be the tallest, or at least close to the tallest building in the background of Arkham City. It's a behemoth of a building. And here's it from another angle. It seems to be kind of symmetrical on all sides. It's very tall, it's very thick, but also there's not many cake layers to it. And then in Arkham Knight, of course, they didn't do the Bank of Gotham building, as in the skyscraper. They instead chose to separate them into 3 different banks, which I actually do think are pretty cool. But I do want to take some stuff from the background of Arkham City. If there's any buildings that have big neon sign on it, I kind of want to adapt it in some way. So I do want to adapt this building. There are some concessions I'm going to have to make. Like, I'm not going to make it look exactly like this because for sure this isn't very good for gameplay. Like, it is literally just a straight up in the air skyscraper and there's not many cake layers to actually grapple onto or have any fun with. So there is going to be some changes to that. The location of it as well is just not going to work. If you look at Arkham City, this building would actually be located somewhere over here, so this wouldn't work at all. The problem with this is that this later became Arkham Origins, and so this Gotham City Bank building never actually showed up in Arkham Origins, nor did a lot of these buildings. GCN did, I guess. Yeah, this area in my version of the city as well is also Arkham Origins because I kind of want to keep Arkham Origins intact. This landmass is a part of the map though, so Wayne Tower is directly behind here. So if I show you the map that I have created in the Wayne Tower episode, in terms of this, Arkham City is actually somewhere over here. The museum is probably like right here, and so yeah, the actual Gotham Bank location is like way off screen. It's not even there. We can kind of try to roughly estimate it, and I'm probably gonna go with something in this general area somewhere over here because this is the financial district. Okay, but here's the thing. We actually need to grab some more references, grab some more inspiration for what this building could be because, again, I'm not going to adapt this exactly because this is just ridiculous. It's like a big pillar into the sky. So I'm going to be pulling from Pinterest or wherever I can find some real life references or any ideas I can get to make this building a bit more interesting. I thought this one actually could look pretty cool. It has that neoclassical vibe, and so we could probably use this as like a bottom section of the building. If you don't know what this program is, this is Pure Ref. You can actually get it free, and it's really good for like setting up references. You can also draw if you do Control D. Okay, I found another extremely neoclassical building with the kind of same aesthetic. Kind of like the idea of incorporating like a reddish brick color to kind of switch things up. Okay, I don't know if I'm actually gonna use this, but the facades and the window A-frames that are inset in this roof seem kind of cool, so we could use that as like the very top. And honestly, like, it does seem to be inspired by the Empire State Building in terms of that very, the spire part. You can see that definitely something there. So this spire is like completely made out of like actual stone. I don't think it should be made out of actual stone, but we can take inspiration from that. And actually, I need to find a spire of some sort that we can base it off of. Okay, so there's a spire in New Brighton. I don't know where this is, but it looks cool. It kind of looks like the Eiffel Tower, so could be cool if you could actually stand on top of that part. Obviously this is a bit too hollow, probably have more like fill the void here, but I like the top specifically. So oh yeah, here we go. This is actually a perfect concept of what the building could be. I'm just kidding. Empire State Building again. I'm putting this in here. I'm not going to explain it yet. I have an idea. I'm not going to explain it yet. I'm going to get one more reference. You know what? I'm gonna put this one in because I think it looks really cool from this angle. This is the Woolworth building. I'm using this building as reference for the Wayne Tower Unreal series, but I think in this context it's going to be used pretty differently, so I think it's fine. I have an interesting idea that's a little bit crazy, but maybe it can work. So I'm gonna take this, here's what I'm thinking, right? So we have a very, very thick base of the building, so very thick base of the building. And it's more of a rectangular shape. It's gonna take up the entire block. We can have some kind of maybe irregularities here and there. We might be able to fit some irregular stuff here because I do again want something irregular about it. So how would we do that though? Just maybe some kind of extension here. Something like that. Anyways, the real point of this drawing is this is going to come in kind of like the Empire State Building. This is from the top down, by the way. I don't know if that's obvious. That's the road. Here's what I'm thinking. It indents like that, and then there's this barrier. I'm actually going to put it here. There is this barrier. This barrier is a very large glass window. You can think of it as kind of two towers. So like this can come in as well, and maybe something like this. I don't know what happened here, but you get the idea. This is definitely oversimplifying it. We have this inner area, so it's like a massive atrium, kind of like a hotel, and it goes up the entire height of the building, and so you have two sections of the building. And of course, at multiple points there are bridges. Maybe the bridges are here, or maybe they even go through the middle. But I'm also thinking that there's like an elevator system in the middle as well that kind of connects to everything, and there could be bridges here to here. And so from the outside, you're only really going to see a giant glass section, and it's kind of hidden. Like, you're not really going to be able to see it super well, but there's kind of like a hidden area, kind of hidden section of the building in here. That's like sort of outside, but also sort of not, because there's like these glass windows. Hi, so it has been quite a few weeks since I recorded that first part of this video, and a lot has changed. One, you'll see that there's a landscape now. If you want to see the kind of breakdown of that, you can see the last video I did on that. But as you can see, yeah, like there's a landscape now, and there's also citywide foundations. It's not finished, obviously, like it's not all hitting the ground, and I've only done Miyagani Island so far when it comes to the elevations, which I had to do pretty much by hand. Not exaggerating, all this landscaping was done by hand. That's why it's kind of a little bit, you can see that's very smooth, and that's kind of by design. You're not going to see most of it, but I feel a lot better now about starting on buildings because I actually have just the road is there. So as you can see, I've already made a layout. I'm not sure I still want to do the asymmetrical bit right here, because I think it would be cool if there was a fountain here or something like that, or a statue even. There's not much room to really extend the building, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But you can see that this is pretty much what it's going to look like and how it compares to other buildings. It's kind of cool to look at buildings from this perspective, actually. So I just want to make a flat version of this, like just laying out all of the stone. And I think I'm actually going to go with a color like this. Okay, now we have our little outline here, which actually looks pretty cool by itself. We technically only need to make a quarter of this building because it will be symmetrical. I'm just going to be working on this side, I think. The way I'm going to do this to kind of optimize things and make things easier is I'm actually going to first take my selection tool, and let's get all up in there. I only want to work on this half of the building, so I'm going to select everything here. So now that we have this selected, I can go Control I to select everything else. And everything I have selected, when I use this tool, it's not going to affect it. So I can go like this and bring it pretty high. But we're going to start making our cake layer, so, and we also need to keep in mind, like, I want it to be generally tall. Maybe not as tall as Wayne Tower. The spire might be taller than Wayne Tower, but kind of do this first cake layer there. And I could also have to do a lot of changes here and there. So this part is going to be low, and then we'll go to this part, bring this up. We have something like that. Let's actually add in that extra piece. We can do this. Can bring up the rest of this just a little bit more. Maybe not that much, just kind of like that. And then we need to have another cake layer. I need to keep this part kind of going up all the way, I think at least. We'll have it go up even more. I might have an idea of how we can kind of do some more cake layers. I think it should come in. So this kind of thing here, which this is where like that big glass thing is going to be. I'm going to actually have this turn into an arch. Okay, this is what we got. This is going to be a very interesting building. This is going to be some animated series type of stuff. I also think that down here there should be more to the building. Like it shouldn't just be should have glass all the way down. And I believe that's going to fit on the other side as well. Bring this up. It's not going to go that far up, something like that. This part will go up again. Bring that up. And I'm thinking we have some sort of dome thing going on here. So we have one of those like skylight, I guess, here. The cylinder. I'm still a little worried about it being so flat, but I think that might be fine. Then what we can do is this will be a bit of a skylight. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It would have to be there. Like that. Kind of just eyeballing it, but I think it looks good. And then this will need to kind of close in here. Now this goes up higher. This is going to be a pretty tall building. Maybe not that high. Maybe they're just that high. And then we can actually just copy this over. Grab all of this. Control C. Control V. I've definitely learned a lot more shortcuts since I recorded the first part of this video. This is kind of the top of the building that needs to enclose itself. Ooh, that could be cool. Kind of showing a bit of the outside still. The top is going to look better once I have more of the spire on there, because the spire is going to be a lot of like metal going everywhere and stuff. This is looking pretty cool though. I can just go ahead and copy it, because why not? I can't remember. It was even, so we can just fit this on, I believe. Oh dang, this building is wide. This thing is humongous. I was scared it was gonna be too small. Okay, let me downscale this. We're gonna bring this down. This needs to just go really low. It's just something that's kind of at the bottom. This thing can go down a lot. Probably like there. And the top for sure. So this definitely should have been going up a bit longer. So I'm actually going to copy the entire top piece. I'm gonna move it up. Bring this up to meet it. And I think there's something wrong here. So ignore the left side. I think this is gonna work. I'm actually just gonna straight up delete half the building. Okay, all we have to do is focus on this part of the building. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put in ledges and color the roofs. So let's put these ledges in. And I think the bottom is gonna be really neoclassical. So I think the ledges, I'm actually gonna make them like really large. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is also start indenting. So with Wayne Tower, I really did it the long way, where like I was building walls with actual thickness instead of just straight up doing what I'm doing where I'm making it like a, you know, I'm filling the entire space. I'm not building individual walls, and then I can actually carve it. So it's more like a statue. I'm carving out pieces. Like here, I can just carve things out. Like I'm thinking here, this kind of looks awkward. So I'm thinking, what if we did a bit of the space is coming out like this? This is crazy. Am I being crazy? This is crazy because I'm thinking like I'm a bit of a genius because we can do this. There we go. Maybe what I can do is put a pillar in. That's honestly crazy. I don't know. I don't know if that's so this is what we'd be looking at. I think what it needs to actually do is it's got to reach up to here, but it is currently too skinny. Let me redo this. I feel like arches is like the defining feature of this building. But of course we still have that original extruding part that can go up pretty high, something like that. Maybe higher. This ledge will not go out as far as before. So what I'm thinking here is we have a pillar here as well. We're just going to do an arc or an arch basically. I guess now could be a good time to plug members. So as I said before, the dam video from over there, you can see that it's members only, so you gotta be a member to watch it. You can watch that. That's the first members only video I have, but there's other stuff you can get as well. So you're gonna get early videos. Like I mean, I haven't made this video yet, but I'm pretty sure this video is probably gonna be members first, because what happens is the times I finish a video is not the times I'm releasing the video. You have to release videos kind of at good times. So what usually happens is I have a video done, but it's unlisted for another 24 hours or something. And so when you're a member, and this is any tier, you can just watch it as soon as I'm done with it. You don't have to wait until I feel that it's like optimal to release the video or whatever. But you also get other things. So this video is going to be really compressed, obviously. And, you know, even the final renders that you get, they also may be pretty compressed. And so you might want to have like the super high definition versions of it. And so when you become I believe it's either Reverend, I think it's Reverend Spectre, which is the second tier. You get access to a Google Drive that has a bunch of HD images. In fact, the badges that you get for becoming a member are in there as well, and they're like up to 2K or 4K or something like that. Highly detailed painted badges that could be like a cool icon or something like that. But you also get images from videos, so like renders of like the Lego Batman characters I've been doing, or just like extremely like 4K high resolution images of this city that you just can't really get on YouTube because they compress it so much now. And the Valiant Spectre, the highest tier, will get access to project files. There's not much there yet, unfortunately, but eventually like I'll be dropping the models. Like I might just drop this building in there at some point, so that's cool. That's my plug for the membership program you should join. I think I'm gonna keep this It's not too crazy that I think it ruins something. I also kind of like that there's a little gap here that you could run through, glide through. That could be cool. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete that half of the building again because I don't really need it. Alright, so let's continue adding in the colors here. So which color do I kind of want? I want to go for like a gravel color, so let's just kind of pick one. Looks like that. So if I switched out now, doesn't look as bad. So we'll go with this color. And I'm already thinking we'll kind of do this. There we go. Let's go ahead and add more pillars. We can have this one extrude as well. Ooh, and these could have some cool gargoyles on them. So the bottom part is going to be a different color. I'm going to go ahead and change this into glass. Because why not? And the border here will need to be this color. Also, so if you've gotten this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what other buildings you would like to see. Give me some ideas. There are some buildings in the background of Arkham City, of course. There's City Hall. I actually have no clue what I'm going to do for City Hall, because I'm probably... the City Hall that they have in the game looks ridiculous, in my opinion. And I'm not going to put a big neon sign saying City Hall, because, like, why would City Hall do that? But yeah, if you have any ideas for other skyscrapers and stuff, please let me know, because this entire island is going to be completely filled with skyscrapers. So I'm going to need a lot of ideas. Okay, so we already have the glass hollowed out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the street color and put it behind it, because I'm not going to do the interior of this. I'll just do that. I may put some lights in there at some point. Let's see. So we got this so far. Let's just keep adding in details. Because this is a neoclassical part of the building, I'm going to kind of do some stuff like this. Make it look very detailed. Actually, I kind of like the fact that the back is a lighter color, but it shouldn't be the same color. Let's see. What are our options here? Okay, this is me editing the video. This turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, because I had to do a lot of work on the building I wasn't really expecting. And there were some issues with the building. You'll see in the next episode, basically. I'm going to split this up into 2 parts, because there's a lot that I have to kind of fiddle with in the next episode that you'll see. And I'd rather just split this really long video up into 2 videos. That way, you know, maybe the algorithm can catch... It gives me a better chance, basically. So, yeah. See you in part 2.